What's up, everybody? Oh, let me make sure that okay, I am on. I am on. I probably do need to yeah, probably do need to fix a few things that probably sound funny, but that ain't none of y'all business. I'll fix that during the intro plan. Shout out to everybody. Do welcome y'all to the show. Welcome to the show. Make sure you hit the like button, whether you're catching it live or you're catching it after it's uploaded. About to definitely be getting into this. About to be breaking down a number of things, but mostly about to be just chopping it up, kicking it. It's Friday. We having a good time. I'll probably put the link in the chat relatively early in this one. So I got a number of things on the docket that I'll be covering, and we'll be getting into it. We'll be talking about how the delusional women will never, ever, ever make this make sense. Oh, RM says I'm fine. I was playing around with my mics because, like I said, later in this month, I'm going to be doing an in studio setup type of show. Going to be getting it in and getting it on, and so I was playing around with the mics, but I forgot to put it back to solo mic mode. So I was like, shit, probably about to hit the fan. But everything is still apparently good and still apparently working. So with that said, let's get ready to go. Let's get it.
Peace, folks. This is X from TPOT Media. Open your mind and wake your black ass up. You know what time it is. Hit that damn like button as you make your way in the door. Grab a seat, settle in, get ready. It's the Grown Man Hour with your host, my man, Bernard Riley.
What is up? What's going on, good people? What is going on, good people? Welcome to the show. Shout out to the early bird squad, as I call it, those that make it in bright and early before we even get things started. Do appreciate each and every one of you for coming on in the building. Do appreciate each and every one of you for making your way into the building. Give me 1 second right there. That's what I was trying to do. Trying to click on a number of things. But shout out to each and every one of you. Shout out to RM, who, as she always says, hit the like button as you make your way on into the building. Make sure you hit the like button. Shout out to Andre coming through bright and early. The first super chat of the day. Definitely appreciate that. He says, the female Bible says, thou shalt not ever make it make sense. I bet if you Google female Bible, you probably just playing, but if you Google female Bible, I'm pretty sure it's something there. I'm pretty sure you'll find something. I think there is something that reflects or resembles a female Bible. I wouldn't be shocked about that at all. Snazzy individual in the building says, what's good, BR? What's up, Salute? What's good? What's going on? Cafe Perot. I hope I'm saying your name right. You always the one you comment, you drop a comment in the comment section at the end of every show or pre-record. But I don't or short. Anything I do, you drop a comment. But I don't even know if I'm saying your name right. But Cafe Puro 504. We'll go with that. We'll go with that. But shout out to you in RM saying it right there. Shouting out SKC, brother Xavier, the creator. Well, SKC, the creator of the intro. X, who does the voiceover work. And Cafe Pierrot says, shout out to RM for keeping BR streams running. Yeah, she keep it going, and she's probably pure row. And I was about to say she probably corrected me in the back about the pronunciation of your name. Pure row. Yeah. Okay. We got it. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to who else we got in here. Shout out to a few more people before we get started. Logan JJ in the building says, I'm under the impression that delusional women each have a reality stone marble. Woo, that's a good one. That's a good one. You could play on that whole thing right there. You can play on that whole thing right there. Freshest in class says, good morning to you. Brenda Muema says, food afternoon. We're going to assume you mean good. Nope, we're just going to read it how you said. She says, Brenda came in here and said, food afternoon. Everyone finally catching alive during the break. Shout out to JC the Conqueror. Shout out to Logan JJ. Shout out to Anthony Baker. Says, behold. All right, let's go ahead and get in. Where's my, oh, I'm reaching for the, oh, I ran out of, I drank all my coffee. I ain't even got nothing to drink right now. But let's go ahead and get it. Let's go ahead and get into it. Number of things before we even get all the way to the main topic. You know, we got to do like a little pre-topic perfunctory, so to speak. Now, yeah, I know. No big fan of well, I'm a fan of R. Kelly's music, truth be told. But I don't put a cape on for him. He done enough ill stuff to where he deserved to be locked up, but the thing they got him on is some bull. The thing that they locked him up on, that they got him on, is some absolute bull. But I think he's done enough. He's beat enough charges, paid enough hush money. You look up at all his stuff, it say settle out of court. You're going to see a reoccurring theme of it saying settle out of court for $250,000. So why do I got this up on the screen right now? This came across my desk, as I'll say. It says R. Kelly allegedly forced. This is, it's always new breaking news, recent developments and stuff, but it says R. Kelly allegedly forced Aaliyah's family to sign an NDA in the wake of the singer's brief marriage. Now, I have no doubt that he asked him to sign an NDA. One thing that we do here on my show is that we break down the fallacies or just the nonsense in some of the programming that they try to put out there on ya. They try to slip certain things by ya. How does he force someone to sign an NDA? How do you force someone to do that? All right. Explain that one to me. How do you force someone to sign an NDA? Because if you need an NDA from somebody, that means you're not exactly in a power position yet to force anything. You only gain leverage after they signed the NDA. But if they haven't signed an NDA, then that means they had the leverage. You can't force them. So why do they word it that way? Those are the things that I break down and pick apart, because a lot of people will look at that and they would just say that, okay, he forced them. That's what happened. That's what he did. But no, you can't force someone to sign an NDA. Says, how do you force a whole family to do something? Absolutely. Absolutely. But he says R. Kelly allegedly forced Aaliyah's family to sign an NDA in the wake of singer's brief marriage. It's reported the agreement prevented them from pressing charges again. And at that moment where they hadn't pressed any charges, they didn't have to sign an NDA. You can't force them to do it. They volunteered to do that, or he requested it and they said yes. He could have said no. If they would have said no, if he suggested it and they said no, then what happens then? What power do he have over them if they say no, we're not signing it? Think about that one. Think about that one. But when you read between the lines in the rest of it, you read between the lines and the rest of it, you kind of get the answer. The NDA, it's reported that the agreement prevented them from pressing charges. In exchange, Kelly sold the rights to his first 3 albums to her family. They could have skipped everything and not tried to make it seem like he forced somebody to do something and just skipped right to the part where he sold the rights to his first 3 albums so they won't say anything. Like, that's what happened. That's what happened. But they spun it in a direction of saying that he forced them to do something. How did he force them to do something while simultaneously giving them reward for it? I don't know how that what that pays like owning the rights to his first 3 albums. I'm assuming that's a lot of money, especially if I believe I Can Fly was on one of them first 3. Not sure about that. But either way it go, either way it go, no, let's call it what it is. They sold their 14-year-old daughter in exchange to rights for his first 3 albums. That's what it is. That's barter and trading. Sorry, I gotta hold up. Gotta get my water in my cup. I done drunk all my coffee today. I'm completely out of coffee. But shout out to everybody in the building. Make sure you hit the like button. They collecting a continuous check. Now let's look at it this way. This is where it get ugly. We got to go down a slightly dark road. Back in the day, when people would offer up their 14-year-old, 15-year-old, go back far enough, maybe 13-year-old virgin daughters to somebody who had money, their hand in marriage, that person would give goods and resources, land and livestock and all of that in exchange for the 14-year-old virgin. That was how it worked. This is that dark road. This is that dark road. Even though he broke the law, even though I say he done enough stuff, he deserved to be locked up. But did they not broker a similar deal where in exchange for your 14-year-old daughter in your silence, I'm offering you the modern day equivalent of X number acres of land, cattle, sheep, livestock, and they sold her. Like right there in the wording, you can read it. They sold her. Why do they put the word forced in there? He forces them to sell in exchange for his 3 albums. This should be worded that Aaliyah's family, that R. Kelly allegedly bought Aaliyah's family's silence and in compliance in exchange for his first 3 albums. That's how that should be worded. Not a man forced a woman to do anything. They pimped, thank you, Cafe Puro. They pimped their daughter. That's what happened. I was looking at this and I read it and I was like, there is no other interpretation here of what I'm seeing. It's literally no other interpretation of what I'm seeing other than they pimped their daughter. I couldn't possibly interpret any other way. But yeah. But that's what's floated out there. That's how they. We're gonna report it and call it down the middle accurate how it is over here, but we know how everybody else is going to report that. Now again, no cape on for R. Kelly. No cape on for R. Kelly. You're not gonna see me try to argue him out of. I mean, they got him on some bullshit. They got him on some bullshit, and I remember I talked about that on Ike with Ike and Dr. Thunder on Case Closed. I talked about that over there, and it was sort of like the discussion was basically saying like if somebody's a known bad guy, but they can never get anything to stick. But this guy's a known bad guy, have done things, he keep beating the charges, settling out of court, keep slipping through the cracks of the law. He done got older. We gotta get him with something. That's where they pull out that the money laundering, he didn't pay his taxes. They found $300,000 in a trash bag, and he didn't pay taxes on that. That's how. Let's throw the book at him. Let's let him go do 10 years at the end of his life on stuff like that. Like I feel like that's what they got R. Kelly on some technicality stuff because he got away with so much, and they knew he got away with it, so we just gonna get him on something. That's what they got R. Kelly on. But be that as it may, yeah, hashtag Capone, yeah. I couldn't think of exactly who they got like that, but that's how it be. That's how they be. They get them on tax evasion. They get them for not paying their taxes. When they got nothing else, they got that. Or if they paying their taxes through some front legitimate business or some legitimate business. It's sort of like the Breaking Bad Walter White thing. Like there's no way possible. There's no way possible. I mean, even though they didn't get Walter White on that, but still, there's no way possible you can, make $5 million a year at that old car wash. They'll get them on something like that. But let's go ahead and get into it. The featured video that I'm reacting to today. The featured video that I'm reacting to today comes from It's Complicated. I just watched this one earlier today because I didn't know what I was going to do the show on today, but I was watching. This came across my timeline. I clicked on it, and it was a few interesting things said here. So strap on in. Let's go ahead and get ready to go. Let's get it. Fair use.
Would you agree that women are more complicated than men?
Yeah, I would. Yeah, and the short answer, yes, in certain situations.
Are men too simple to understand women, or are women just too complex to be understood?
I think that men are too simple to understand women.
I think that women are too complex.
I just don't think men ask enough.
Let's Here we go. Are women, is complicated the right word? Is complicated the right word, or is I don't want to say mentally deranged, because that's saying a lot, mentally deranged, but just erratic, emotionally volatile is probably the best way to describe it. See, he went there, he said demented. He said demented. All right, let's go.
To understand women.
I think that women are too complex.
I just don't think men ask enough questions. Like, I think like women are very vulnerable. Like, I think most women I know like are gonna tell you like, yo, this is an issue. Like, fix this. Hello. And then, I mean, what do they say? What's the statistics of divorce? Like 80% of women, like.
Isn't it interesting that all of a sudden these women know the stats that 80% of the time that women are the ones leaving the marriage? Isn't it interesting that they know all these stats? How do they know all of these stats all of a sudden? Who put that information out there? Because it used to be that men are walking out on their families, but now who changed the narrative in those type of conversations? You know, for those that think no difference is being made, the pots of society are being stirred. People can't just throw out as much nonsense without people raising an eyebrow or side eyeing. They can't just do that no more.
I think most women I know like are gonna tell you like, yo, this is an issue. Like fix this. Hello, hello, hello. And then, I mean, what do they say? What's the statistics of divorce? Like 80% of women like, initiate divorces. And then men are like, oh my God, I didn't know what happened. Like, bitch, your wife was telling you for the past 12 years. Like what?
Maybe she was talking to him like you. Maybe she was calling him a bitch and he didn't care to listen. Maybe he got called like look at the passive way in which they say disrespectful shit. Like they just say like that, just casual, like the casual nature in which they just call men bitches. And this is how she did that. You know how in modern times, like it's dudes who do this stupid shit that I don't understand, where they be calling a girl a bruh. Man, come on, bruh. Like go if you listen to the Tory Lanez video where he called Kelsey from jail, where he was talking to her about last night or whatever. He called her bruh like 10 times. Like dudes do that nowadays. But what's funny is when she said bitch in that way, it was like it was passive, almost like how dudes calling chicks bruh. That's how she called the dude a bitch. It's like let them have their way. They gonna be moving into a place. You know how two girls be talking. They be bitch, you look good. So and then a little bit they gonna be calling dudes bitches in that context. Like that's how that sound to me when she just casually threw out that bitch like that. It was like a very casual bitch. Like that's we just bitch is like unisex. That's how she did. It's one of those things that you can it's either male or female. Bitch isn't gender specific. Like that's how that came out.
It's the statistics of divorce. Like 80% of women like, initiate divorces. And then men are like, oh my God, I didn't know what happened. Like, bitch, your wife was telling you for the past 12 years, like what she needed and you didn't do it. So
Is it better to be complicated or to be simple?
I think
And to that point, to the point that she made, aside from her, calling got men bitches, to the point that she made about a woman telling you what she needed for 10 years and you wouldn't do it. The reality is more like she's emotionally volatile, and she's saying what she wants, and what she wants changes. It's a constant revolving door of things that she wants. She wants this, she wants that. She's not happy here, she's not happy there, she's not being heard here. Is this, is that, and then you do that, and then you get tired of you doing that, and then now you ain't doing shit no more, and then now it's something else, and then it's over here, and then it's like you're in a constant state of tap dancing, chucking and jiving, tap dancing in a top hat to try to make this person who got the who I'm trying to think of the animal. Never mind. This person who has this type of just erratic all over the place wants and needs in order for her to be happy. This guy who's operating on some happy wife, happy life, who's chucking and jiving all over the damn place to try to do this impossible task of making this person who's all over the place be happy all over the place in all of her different personalities is the impossible task. And then they're not being happy, they're not being heard, and then they leave and file for the divorce. Like that's more like what it is, instead of a reasonable, rational person coming up with reasonable, rational things that could be reasonably expected. That could be reasonably expected. And then he's failing to do so. He's failing to do this or failing to do that. And then over time, over a long period of time, she's leaving. Now, one of the other reasons why they leave after a long period of time, and we talk about this a lot too. A lot of times they may get with you on some potential, and they're thinking and hoping that you become something greater. And then 10 years later, you're not this great thing that they were hoping that you were, and they realize they bet on the wrong horse, and they get bitter and they get mad. That's not justified because of that man is still with you and he's an able-bodied, working, responsible person who just didn't turn into some, $175,000 a year big ball and shot calling guy, but he's still a stable man who's putting food on the table. No, those are grounds for some women to leave because their life is just plain and stagnant. They want the lifestyle. They're fishing and looking for the lifestyle. They didn't get that lifestyle with you. So in their mind, they betted on the wrong horse. So they're thinking, I'm out of here. That's a legit thing that they do. Damn, they said attention span of a pregnant goldfish. Shout out to everybody in the building. Let's see. Hold on. All right. Let's roll it.
It's better to be complicated. Gives you depth.
Better to be complicated, but in the dating sense, probably better to be simple, easier to manipulate.
Why is it better to be complicated if it's harder to be understood?
Because when someone can understand you, they understand all those complex parts of you, and then I feel like you get a deeper connection.
She's basically saying be complicated. If you get through the barriers of your complications, then you'll have a deeper understanding. But I'm going to make myself hard to understand. It's like sort of like, what was that K. Michelle said? I'm going to deliberately put up walls just to try to force him to climb over those walls to deal with this bitchy woman.
Yeah, same here. I feel like there's more to dig into and more layers to uncover, but in the long run, might not work out. But
Yeah.
Women often describe themselves as complicated, emotional, even crazy. Do you think women actually want to be understood?
Yes.
Wouldn't that hold them to a standard?
They kind of do, but they kind of don't. They want to be understood.
To the question of, and I'll back it up so you can hear what Homeboy was saying, but no, to the question of do they want to be understood, and if the answer to that is yes, would that hold them to a standard? That would then hold them to the standard to not be as emotionally volatile and all over the place, and their wants and their needs changing every 5 minutes depending on how the wind blows, if they truly want to be understood. I would submit to it that I would say that they don't want to be understood. They would prefer you to just bend to wherever they're currently at that moment in that situation. That's what they more so would want. Wherever they're at currently in that situation, they want you to bend and acquiesce to that. And then when they get somewhere else, they want you to bend and acquiesce to that. Now that's how they operate when they actually explain it, when they try to explain themselves. But in reality, all of that gets dunked on. If they really feeling the dude, then they liable to just go with his flow. But let them tell it and explain it. That's what they want you to do. They want you all over the place trying to figure them out until they get tired of it.
They kind of do, but they kind of don't. They want to be understood by the guys that they want to be understood by, basically.
It's complicated because we say like we want something, but then we just say that to make you feel like we want something else. Like when our partner is going out to get some food, oh, we don't want any food, but as soon as you come back, you didn't get me anything. Yeah, so it's basically, it is complicated.
If women were easily understood, wouldn't that hold them accountable?
Yes.
Wouldn't that make it harder to manipulate?
Yes.
Is there any better manipulation strategy than remaining an unidentifiable threat?
Guilt tripping. That always works.
That is the best tactic you can use.
Yeah, I don't think she fully understood the depth of what he was saying right there.
Yes.
Wouldn't that make it harder to manipulate? Wouldn't that hold them accountable?
Basically, it is complicated.
If women were easily understood, wouldn't that hold them accountable?
Yes.
Wouldn't that make it harder to manipulate?
Yes.
Is there
It was harder for them to manipulate somebody if they're presenting as somebody who's complicated and all over the place. they're presented as somebody who's complicated and all over the place is easier to manipulate. It's easier to say you didn't do this or I needed you to do that. Why didn't you do that? Well, I asked you to do this. Well, a month ago I told you this. Well, right now I'm saying this, and it's easier to manipulate if you a weak dude who being led by his woman. A weak dude is being led by his woman. It's easier to manipulate him if you're all over the place. But if you're more solid, then then there's a certain standard and expectation with that. That's why, as the man, you gotta be the firm, solid foundation, and she gotta follow you. It only works if the woman is following you. A lot of these questions are predicated on the notion that men are trying to figure out the woman, and if you're trying that hard to figure her out, to some degree, you are following her. You're acquiescing to her. You're bending to her. But if she's following you, and you are not emotionally volatile, erratic, and all over the place in your thoughts and ideas and feelings and shit, then it turns into a functional situation where the functional level-headed person is being followed by the person who would normally be all over the place, but she's not all over the place now because she's following somebody who thrives on function. That's how the shit has to actually work. But it does not work if a guy is on some happy wife, happy life trying to figure out how to make a chick happy. That's when it ain't gonna work.
Is there any better manipulation strategy than remaining an unidentifiable threat?
Guilt tripping. That always works.
That's the best tactic you can use, and that's a tactic they use all the time. Definitely.
If you understand your woman and you understand why she say the shit she say, do this.
Hold on, yeah. That was important. I apologize for that. That was important. I apologize for that. All right. I'm back.
Say she do, then she can't manipulate you. But if you don't understand why she do the shit she do, then she for sure gonna be able to run circles around you, manipulate you, all types of shit. You feel me? Why she do? Say she do understand your woman and you understand why she say the shit she say, do the shit she do, then she can't manipulate you. But if you don't understand why she do the shit she do, then she for sure gonna be able to run circles around you, manipulate you, all types of shit. You feel me? Especially if you're a goofy.
Isn't it easier to manipulate?
Especially if you're goofy. Yeah. Problem what he's saying right there is that it's coming from a place of trying to understand her all over the placeness. It's coming from a place of trying to understand that. Oh, the hood conservative is asking me to check my email, of which I'm doing right now. Bruh. A woman is receiving backlash for saying she goes into a relationship looking to abuse and damage men because she likes humbling them. He sent me something from Twitter. I got to pull this up right now. Hold on. That was interesting. And it's a video with it. They got a link right there if you wanted to conservative. But hold on. I got to dig into this right now. And I normally don't like to look at stuff I haven't seen, but we digging into this one. We are digging into this one. Hold on.
The whole time I was seeing him, I was kind of just using it as a psychology experiment, and I didn't really like the guy. I more just wanted to see if I could break his heart. And it was fun.
So did you break his heart then?
Just a wee bit. I hope I did a little damage.
Wow. Okay. Why do you hope that you did a little damage?
Just, I like humbling men.
You like humbling men?
Yeah. It's like my pastime.
Your pastime is humbling men.
Mm-hmm.
You do work at the Spearmint Rhino, so at a strip club. So do you humble men there?
No, I take their money. The whole time I was seeing him, I was kind of just using it as a psychology.
God damn.
A little too dark for you?
Oh no. No. We can go down the dark roads. I think what happened with that one, what up, GC? Link in the chat early. If you want to get in on this. No, listen, this is where I'm at. I think at some level, even though they don't consciously think it out like that, even though they don't consciously spell it out like that, I think a lot of them operate in like a de facto measure of that, if you understand what I'm saying, to where like the whole concept of a shit test is sort of is like the lightweight diet version of what she's describing. The whole concept of a man, I gotta be a man can only be with me, or if he can handle me, he got to be able to handle me. All that is a version of what she's saying right there. Like
yeah, same energy.
All the stuff that basically just come out of their mouth is really just a not so wordy, articulate version of what she laid out in more plainer English. But go ahead.
No, you laid it out, and this is why, like, I look at all of how the women, not just focus on the black women too, because it really is about women broadly. Even though black women are uniquely fucked up in their own unique ways, all women are women. You know, they are going to be susceptible to the same energy. So this is a perfect example, like you just said. You know, black women get the reputation for it, but this is a female nature problem, right? It's not just a black woman thing. I think, and how you put it? We were talking about feminism. I forget where, but I was talking about feminism the other day, and how feminism, what makes feminism dangerous and powerful and seductive is that it plays on a lot of women's base worst nature, and it turns that into like a political movement, right? And so her need to humble men is basically the spirit of feminism, right? Feminism it's not really about equality. It's basically about, you know, sticking it to the man in that literal sense. Like, it's always been about sticking it to the man. And so you kind of see it play out in a video like this. Is like she literally embodies that spirit of feminism, which we were told it was about equality and they just want to set things right. No. They just, like, you know, breaking the dude's balls.
Yeah. It's ball busting, basically. That's what they a lot of it is rooted in that. A lot of it is rooted in that, like you said, they want to stick it to the man. They want to stick it to the man, and the man is never stuck. The man never gets it stuck to him enough. It'll be the never ending story of trying to stick it to the man, and you keep going until you win. You keep going until you fully secure the victory. But the catch is, it's a victory that can never really truly be secured, because there will always be a society. There will always be men. Like, put it like this: what does this is a weird question. What does victory look like to feminists? Like, what is the end game? What do victory look like to the point to where they could just say, we did it? What does that actually look like?
Yeah, you guys remember a few months ago, it would be hard to pull it up, but I remember people did streams on this. There was the New York Magazine cover of that single woman alone at her computer with her wine and her novels and her tablet, you know, pretending to be fabulous, and she was really miserable on the inside. Like, there was a whole, like, That was a whole wave for a moment. That was a moment in time. And I think that whether they like it or not, I think that is the ultimate end goal of feminism. Because honestly, feminists, they have like a childish vision of how things should be, but they don't have the capacity to imagine evil. So they don't really see how
What you mean?
things
Hold on,
will.
hold on. What do you mean by that? The capacity to imagine evil. What do you mean by that?
The way men can sort of men are more prone to recognize danger, and women are just less prone to recognize danger because men are also capable of that danger. So it's like, yeah, if I was a dude, I would totally rob you. It's like that kind of shit. Whereas like women don't always think of it, they don't process it in the same way. So women recognize danger, but often way later than men. Or sometimes it just they don't even recognize certain things as a threat. Like all right, perfect example. Not a lot of men taking their kids to drag queen story hour. Mostly single moms, almost exclusively women, very few men.
Ooh.
And I've had even little battles with women and on Twitter about that phenomena, and women see absolutely nothing wrong with it. Women, generally speaking, all right, here's another thing that you see in Black America. Women do, and men not really. Actually, if a man does it, it's weird. And I've had this moment, and I had to tell, like, bro, no, don't talk like that. Because, like, all right, women talk about little boys like they want to fuck them. Black men can't talk about little girls like that.
Give me an example of that. Women talking about little boys like they want to fuck them.
There was just a picture going around on Twitter of these girls. There was some picture of a little kid, and he's so cute. And the girls is like, I'm gonna have to get me a couple of sons out of him. It's like, oh damn, all day long, huh? Like the way niggas comment underneath the swimsuit.
How
The
old
boy
is
like
the boy?
8. Like 8.
Jesus Christ.
That's what I'm saying. Like there, just unspoken realities to things here, but like that's just the truth of certain stuff. It's really uncomfortable things going on with women, and it's hard to talk about it.
No, I'm well aware. It's a whole thing where they got the same thing going on. You know how the guys get charged up with that. Oh man, when she turned 18 though, when she turned 18, yeah, women be on that. They be on that same stuff. But with that 8-year-old,
I mean, but dudes will say that about like a 17-year-old, a 16-year-old, or something, like somebody who's like almost looks like an adult at least. Like we're talking about children.
yeah,
Like
you
boys.
saying they see good hair in like some they see a dude, he black, but he got some good weight. He 8 years old. He got wavy hair. He got those type of those eyes where they like a little hazel brownish with like a little ring of green or something in them. And they looking at all his genetic material, and they think, yeah, they will think that, ooh, that'll make a nice baby. I can when he get old enough, or I can have a kid that look like that if I get with a guy that got that genetic material. So yeah, they do look at odd stuff like that, and yeah, it's a yeah.
I think it's personally weird to look at like an 8-year-old girl and imagine my future baby mama. But that's just me. Y'all girls do what y'all do. That's me though. I don't know how to do that kind of shit.
Yeah, no, that is a that is a whole nother that's a whole nother level of weird right there. That is a whole nother level of weird. But to what this chick said to the to this and this broad right here who yeah, she basically said, hold on, let me run back what she said, and I probably shouldn't. That song in the background might have been copywritten. I don't know. I probably had to end up editing that part out, but either way it go, she basically I gotta run it back.
Whole time I was seeing him, I was kind of just using it as a psychology experiment, and I didn't really like the guy. I more just wanted to see if I could break his heart, and it was fun.
So did you break his heart then?
Just a wee bit. I hope I did a little damage.
Wow. Okay. Why do you hope that you did a little damage?
Just I like.
Wait, what? Hold on. What show is this?
Oh yeah, they got a
With
sex doll on the panel. Yeah, that's
a
lit. I
black
like that.
baby. No, no, no. Okay, hold on. Y'all
Don't be
can't see that.
racist. Don't be
I
racist. She
am.
can have a
I
black.
am. I am. Hold on. Yeah, I can't see that. I gotta move that. I remove that where it say support, donate to the stream. Move that down. Get rid of that. I got it. Hold on. There we go. Okay. The sex doll got a black baby on his lap in a Capri Sun.
It's probably a
What
rapper's baby.
goddamn? What'd you say?
It's probably a rapper's baby.
What?
What? She looks like she
What?
fucks rappers.
What goddamn show is this?
I don't know. I don't know, bro. I am fascinated by white America, and so like I go spelunking into all things white America, and I come back with weird shit, bro.
They got a white sex doll with some damn blue hair, a black baby, and a Capri Sun just sitting there at the show. Just go ahead and just put a mic. Just have it should be a visible microphone, like the doll is adding to the conversation. Like that is some funny shit. That is some funny shit.
Just I like humbling men.
You like humbling men.
Yeah, it's like my pastime.
Your past.
Okay, well, this is my question. When she said that she didn't really like him, she just wanted to see if she could break his heart. I like humbling me. Okay, do you think that she like did it from the standpoint of, yeah, this is going to be a challenge? Like this guy is this guy is this guy that gets a lot of girls, but if I could do this to him, then I feel really accomplished. Or was it like she just, or do you think she like just picked like a loser, like the lion just looking for the limping gazelle to that's the one I'm gonna run after? Or do you think she found? You think she found a loser, or did she like take on a challenge?
I think a challenge tried to take her on. So like you know how punching above your weight class essentially, right? Some guy probably was trying to get with her and she wasn't feeling him. If it had been like the right guy, she would have never done that shit. But because some guy she wasn't feeling tried it out, she was like, all right, I'm gonna teach this guy a lesson. That's kind of what I think is happening here. Like she doesn't do that to Chad. Chad wouldn't stand for that either. So it has to be more of a situation. Like I don't think she's gonna be like at the bar, like, oh, he looks lame enough. Let me go ruin his life. It's more like lame dude tried to talk to her, and then as a punishment, he got his life ruined.
Cole, still, what you mean she's trolling him and he deserves it? You mean she's trolling the guy that she who heart she broke and he deserves it? Or she trolling the host of the show and he deserves getting trolled? Who, like, damn.
That's kind of what I just said, though. She's trolling the guy, the dude who hollered at her, who in her mind should have never spoke to her. Oh, now she's just gonna troll him until he breaks.
Yeah, it's the he deserves it part. Like, I mean, we're men here, and we tell men to have your head on straight when dealing with women. Oh, he's saying she's trolling the host. Okay, all right.
Well, yeah. Bernard, don't women think you deserve everything they ever do to you, though? Any evil thing, they think you deserve it, though. I don't know what he's commenting on specifically, but I think that is a legit feeling, though.
Yeah, no, they do operate from a standpoint of whatever they do, he deserves it. It don't matter what they do. They will rationalize it in their mind that it was a perfectly reasonable thing. I think men are more. I think a guy who's a piece of shit is more like, even if he don't say it out loud, he more internally knows he's a piece of shit, and it's just like whatever, he made his peace with it, and he just carries on that way. But they actually rationalize it. That's why when we get these moments that are happening a lot more on the internet, and I do believe that that manosphere-ish or manosphere channels basically force these confessions out of them, because we've broken their ass down to the point to where it's like it's harder to lie. It's harder to lie and be deceitful. So we've basically forced all these confessions out of them. But I do think overall that it's a the way that I look at it, I see it as she more than likely. Damn it! I done lost my point. What was I saying? Fuck it. All right, let's roll the tape. It'll come back to me. I had a point. It just left my damn mind.
Humbling men.
Yeah. So like my pastime.
Your pastime is humbling men.
Mhm.
You do work at the Spearmint Rhino, so at a strip club. So do you humble men there?
No, I take their money.
Yeah, that was a weird question. Like almost like he was trying to get back at her. Like like there's no humbling. The man who goes in there and pays money at a strip club, he's already humbled. If he's, in my opinion, if he's paying lots of money to have a woman just rub up against him, like
Yo, have you ever thought about the whole strip club environment before? Because I've only been to a strip club a couple of times, and I mean, I'm not that big into clubs in general. It's not bad, but like, it's not my favorite thing. But strip clubs are a uniquely like, it's fucking mental when you think about it. Like, you are better off. I think I think brothels are more valid than strip clubs, honestly.
I think the regular club is more valid and valuable than strip clubs. Like guys can tell every guy, well, not every guy, a not insignificant number of men can tell stories of how they went to the club, even if not that night. So like, damn near every guy could say that I went out to a regular club and I met a woman, and sometime in the future, me and that woman had sex. Like guys ain't pulling up at the strip club, leaving with strippers or having ongoing sexual relationships with strippers.
Not for free. That's the trick. Not for free. Like you can legit go to a club and fuck something that night. It doesn't happen to every guy. It won't happen every night, but it's a thing that's very possible, right? Whereas like at the strip club, you're not doing none of that for free. You're not walking in there for free. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this is how I describe strip club. This is how I describe the strip club. I say there's women there, but there's technically not women there. Everybody who's there is men. The women are on stage, they're walking around, they're the entertainment. So put it like this, the guy who walks in there and is throwing money in there, I'm not just hating or pocket watching the guy that's throwing money. I mean, he got money to blow. Good for you. And you're gonna have more money next, in 2 weeks when you get paid again to blow. But but either way it go, the way I look at it is, if you're making it rain in the strip club, who are you impressing? You basically you're there just showing off for other guys, because the women they don't. I mean,
Which is gay.
Yes.
It really is. That's why I said when you think about it, it's fucking mental when you start to think about it. Because also too, and this is what kind of the first realization that turned the whole thing off for me. Technically, it's illegal to have sex with the strippers, right? It is technically a crime, right? That is prostitution. And unless you're in that specific zone, then you're committing a crime. So in my mind, I'm like, I'm supposed to give her all this money to not fuck. All right, I feel like I've been hustled. Like, I feel like somebody's playing a joke on me. This is why I said a brothel is actually way more valid than a strip club, because as a man, you're supposed to pay to not have your sexual energy satisfied. That's so deep. That's fucking wicked.
Yeah.
That's what wives are for, by the way. That is exactly what your wife is for. You are a piece of shit if you give a stripper money to not fuck and you don't give your wife money to not fuck. Man, give her all the money to not fuck. Same dry dick, bro.
Women are twerking on the stage. You make it rain, they come twerk closer to you, or they grind completely up against you. Like, that's what you gain. You don't gain anything. You gain nothing but just, I'm that dude who got money in here showing off and stunting on these other dudes that I got more money, that I got the money to throw in here. It's like you're not gaining any pussy or respect from the women. It's like you're gaining nothing. You're gaining nothing. I've never understood the strip clubs. Never understood strip clubs. But Well, while you're here, hold on. Let me pull this back up. All right. What? I don't know if you heard my breakdown of this. And drop that RM, drop that comment down. Well, no, you can leave that there. It's not affecting the language. Have you seen this right here?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. And
Yeah,
you
okay.
kind of had my same take on it. Honestly, I'm of two minds. Either nobody's guilty or everybody's guilty, right? So with R. Kelly, right? You didn't go out there and sell these women to yourself. So the buyer and the seller are both complicit. Or there is no crime and we need to shut up and mind our business. Rest in peace, Aaliyah.
Damn. Yeah, see, I didn't go as far as say there's no crime. We need to shut up and mind our business. But at the same time, it's
That was your point.
Kinda. Well, not really. See, okay, this is where I'm at with it. It goes back to that known bad guy who's done a lot of stuff that was illegal, but he figured out a way to get away with it. And then they went and got him on some stuff that was obviously that was some bullshit. This falls in the category of the illegal stuff that he figured out a way to get away with it. This does fall in that category. So I do gotta acknowledge that. But when I look at the words as written that he allegedly forced Aaliyah's family to sign an NDA in wake of the singer's brief marriage, like reporting it as they forced him, but then they go on to say, after you could basically control or delete that whole sentence and then say it's reported that the agreement prevented them from pressing charges against Kelly. Basically, they're not going to press charges if he exchanged the rights to his first 3 albums to her family. Basically, you can have our 14-year-old daughter in exchange for cattle, livestock, sheep, and 100 acres of land. Like they did an old school barter and trade situation. They did that. Was it illegal on the soil that they did it on American soil? Yeah, it was illegal. It was illegal. You can't deny the simple fact that it was illegal. However, they negotiated a deal. It's like so if depending on how cold-blooded you are, you can look at that and say, hey, everybody look away, mind your business. They made a deal. No crime, no harm, no foul. Fair exchange is no robbery. you could turn and just look away like that. I think that's where you at with it. When the whole family and everybody in on it, you like, hey, let's look away.
I mean, I'm kind of highlighting the hypocrisy of it because my opinion on the matter is this: R. Kelly is not the only criminal here, and you guys are trying to set him up to be the only criminal as you fed him women and children. You fed him women and girls, and then you're gonna act like he's the only monster. That's my whole point on it. Where like I specifically about Aaliyah and her family. All right, 14 is super young. Like it's I don't even know how to make a moral, let alone legal. I can't make a moral defense of it. You know, the legalities are one thing too, right? So I'm not saying R. Kelly is the good guy here. I'm saying you're all evil.
Yeah. No, I agree with they're all evil. They made the calculation that we would rather own rights and royalties. And keep in mind, and they were saying that R. Kelly was broke. I don't know how true that was. But I'm sure owning rights, I'm sure if he had royalties to his first 3 albums still coming in to him, I'm sure that would have helped that with that situation if he did end up losing his money. It's like it's like they probably still sitting good and living off of R. Kelly. They're probably sitting good and still living off of R. Kelly, even when R. Kelly didn't have good cash flow coming in. Aaliyah family was sitting good and living off of it. They made the calculation.
Yeah.
Captain Cisco is saying, "BR, you go to the VIP room in a strip club to get sex." All right, all right. I guess I'm not going, and I'm not trying to find out, and I'm not. It is concerning when you think of how much it actually cost. It probably costs. Well, no, I guess that depends on the strip club. I mean, I ain't going, and I'm not even anti
There-
tricking.
There's probably a markup. You know how the liquor costs more? There's probably a crazy markup on strip club pussy.
That's what I'm thinking. If you get it, no, absolutely. Hold on. If you get it inside the club, where the club is potentially taking a risk, no, ain't no potential to it. They're taking a risk. If you getting it inside the club, oh yeah, that stripper got to get paid. The manager, the owner, everybody. You got to grease a lot of palms for them to be okay with you smashing it inside the club. Yeah, no, ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about that one. Ain't no ifs, ands, or
Damn,
buts about that one.
now you got me thinking, doing all kind of illicit whole math. But I wonder what the difference is between like street pussy and strip club pussy. Like if you met that same woman walking down the blade versus watching her on stage, what would be the difference in the price range? Now I'm just curious because I don't know why my mom wants to know that.
Well, I mean, you have your own reasons why you want to know. You don't have to divulge all your reasons.
One of these days, I want to come back with the answer, though.
You're gonna come back like, well, apparently I found out that what the hell ain't that working? Hold on. Damn, I was trying to pull. Oh shit, there it go. All right, I couldn't figure out why that shit wasn't working. But anyway, yeah, no, we said one of the days you'll come back with the strip club answer. Yeah, we an hour in here. Hit the like button. Support the stream. And the link is in the chat if anybody wants to come up and get a piece of this conversation. We're talking about delusional women, and we got into the feminism, and that was a hell of a clip of the chick that said that she basically got with a dude just to break his heart and humble him on purpose, just to do it. It makes her teeth white. That is yeah, that was something else. Jackie said she loved manosphere math equations. Oh yeah, we do the best math over here. We do quick maths over here. You know how we do. But all right, I'll roll a little more of this.
Manipulate somebody if you can just claim that.
You feel me? Especially if you're goofy.
Isn't it easier to manipulate somebody if you can just claim that you're crazy and you?
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah. I feel like it's kind of like when people are like, "Oh, I'm crazy because this Zodiac sign." It's like I was like this my whole life. Like, yeah, definitely. And I think some people can fall for it, but it's probably on the other person and be like, "All right, I'm not dealing with this person's shit."
Would you want?
How do you feel about the Zodiac chicks, or Zodiac bitches, as a Game Changer calls them? How do you feel about the Zodiac chicks? Oh, you muted. You are muted. All right, we come back. I'll deal with the part of it. I hate the Zodiac chicks. I'll just say that I hate them Zodiac chicks. Here's the deal. Here's the deal with what she's saying right there, and that's really the crux. I don't know if y'all remember how it was basically being set up when it's talking about the women actually want to be understood, but they are deliberately more complicated and will happily profess to being crazy, happily confess to be in crazy. And if you're crazy and all over the place, then you're in a position where you're never truly going to be understood, and
Sorry about that. I had a
always
phone
going to
call.
be then you're always going to be able to stand in multiple places at one time and do what you want to do in this situation, and then fall back on the "I'm crazy" as a phraseology of it. Oh, I got to get your response to this chick.
To all types of shit. You feel me? Especially if you're
not
goofy.
this dude.
Isn't it easier to manipulate somebody if you can just claim that you're crazy and you?
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah. I feel like it's kind of like when people are like, "Oh, I'm crazy because this Zodiac sign." It's like I was like this my whole life. Like, yeah, definitely. And I think some people can fall for it, but it's probably on the other person and be like, "All right, I'm not dealing with this person's shit."
The chicks claim that they crazy all the time. They even triumphantly say that they're crazy. you think they do that? I'm definitely confident in the fact that they do that. They do that to basically be able to better manipulate men. So they wear the crazy as a badge of honor.
I remember years ago, I used to listen to TFM. He doesn't really do YouTube anymore, so I'm not up to date with him. But he had said something that stuck with me. He said, "Women use words like magic spells," meaning that when I say words to you, I want you to understand what I mean based on the individual definition of the words and the order in which I give you the words, right? Women say words to achieve a desired outcome, not so you can understand them better, but so that you can perform to their standard better. And that's what that really is. Everything they do essentially exist on a level of manipulation. And, maybe not every single thing, because 100% is a lot, but 98 sounds about right. Maybe 98% of everything women say and do is a form of manipulation to somebody somewhere.
Damn, good stuff. Good stuff.
Would you want to?
What do you think about Zodiac bitches? Because you just threw our Zodiac, you threw the Zodiac sign out there. I don't know if I ever heard your formal opinion on chicks who put so much stock in Zodiac stuff.
Zodiacs and crystals and magical shit, it's all the same. I mean,
okay.
If most chicks are into it because women love magic. I've been talking about this before. There's a weird connection between magic, like the idea of magic shows that are about magical, mystical things, and they almost always have a heavy female audience. And it's just women love bullshit. I think that's really what it boils down to. Women are really, truly, and passionately in love with bullshit.
To live with or commit to someone who admits to being crazy?
No, because they're not willing to change. They're just accepting that they're crazy and I'm going to do crazy shit, so you should accept it. And
why do so many women admit to being complicated, emotional, even crazy, and think that's acceptable behavior?
It's today's times. Like, people are just out of their minds nowadays. So it's like it's accepted by everybody. It's glorified all over the place with media, music, TikTok, internet, Instagram, all that.
That's what they've been all their life. You got to think like that's just them. You feel me? Women don't even understand themselves. Sometimes they do something, don't even understand why they did the shit.
How likely are women willing to accept men for just the way men are?
Not at all. A woman wants you to be how she wants you to be, type shit. You feel me?
So why should men accept women for just the way that women are?
Cause they women, like, shit. You can't live with them. You can't live without them. For real.
I see it as
I hate that, and it's weird. I wonder who originated these defeatist terms.
Yeah,
happy life, happy wife.
Yep. Can't live with them. Can't live without them. Happy wife, happy life. That stuff is old school, by the way. That came out of old. Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. You never hear a corollary on the female side, right? A happy man is life's plan. You never hear about that shit. Slim is the way to get in. Slim is how you get him. You never hear female versions of this shit. It's the whole culture is men bending over backwards and basically finding some new way to fuck ourselves in the ass so women can be happy. Like, that is male culture, and women have nothing that even sounds like it's coming close to offering that kind of sacrifice and devotion. It's just like, well, you a man. That's what you're supposed to do. I'm going on strike. This is why I'm going fishing.
Man, I like the bars that you just dropped some gems on that one, man.
As a way of a woman just making excuses to do whatever they feel like they want.
How likely are women willing to accept men for just the way that men are?
It's rare. It's very rare.
So why should men accept women for just the way that women are?
We shouldn't, but we do.
Who is more shallow, men or women?
Shallow? Can you define shallow? Like, shallow as you only go for looks.
Yeah. Hold on. That was so accidentally funny. I think she answered the question without even trying to answer the question. Oh, she's like shallow. Like, what does that even mean? Oh, that was beautiful, man. You're lucky you're gonna be an 8 for most of your life.
I hate to
Men or women? Women are.
We shouldn't, but we do.
Who is more shallow, men or women?
shallow. Can you define shallow? Like
Shallow is you only go for looks. You don't look on the deeper surface.
oh, shallow.
I hate to say it, but I'm gonna have to say women, low key.
They are because men don't care what kind of car women have. They don't care what kind of phone you have. They don't care where you live. Women, they kind of do. Like they care what.
They're like, well, you're broke.
Like, are you broke? Are you made of money? Like,
is it good looking? Is it tall?
It's women. Women are more gold diggers than men. I would say.
It, but it's kind of us.
It depends on the context because sexually, men are known to be more shallow, but materialistically, women are known to be more shallow.
Stop.
I mean,
What does that even mean? What does that even mean? Sexually more shallow? Like, who's out here having brain sex? Like, what the fuck does that even mean? Sexually more shallow? Like, are you like intellectually aroused? Like, oh god, you know what? That just reminded me of somebody. I think I know what the fuck you're talking about.
What you talking about?
I've been trying to be cool and not start beef with niggas and shit, but that fucking sapiosexual shit. What do you mean sexually shallow? All right.
That's your boy. That's your boy.
What do you mean? That was the only person to ever call me a nigga with the hard R in public. That was a moment in time. I'll never forget that shit. He's like, I ain't done with this nigga right here. That was a great day. That was hilarious, bro. Yeah, it's an inside joke, man. You had to be there, man. You totally had to be there. But yeah, some dudes are into sapiosexual shit.
Yeah, I don't think that's what she was talking about though. I think she was trying to say they're sexually shallow, meaning that they're more likely to only look for looks. I think that's where she was going. I think that's what she was trying to do. At least I think. I mean, let me run some of it back.
None of us.
It depends on the context because sexually, men are known to be more shallow, but materialistically, women are known to be more shallow. But are they?
Yeah, I think you're trying to. Well, I think what you're trying to say, and I hate to be the person trying to, what she really mean is because that's whenever somebody do that, they probably more than likely pandering and simping. But no, what I think she really trying to say is that women are shallow in that they gotta have a certain amount of money, status, or whatever. And men are shallow because a woman gotta look a certain way, And typically, when a guy talking about going out in public and with a chick and all of that, like they publicly notarized a couple or whatever, then maybe you could say that. Yeah, you could say that. But men also will fuck anything. So at the end of the day, it's like you can't say men are sexually shallow. Their relationship when they probably shallow when it comes to who they about to publicly be at the movies with on the opening night of Black Panther 3 or some shit, where basically all the black people that gonna be there, all the black people in your city gonna be there, you ain't trying to show up with anything. That's shit like that. Yeah, it's a certain level of shallowness in that.
I think there's a misunderstanding, and women are, I don't know that women have really given deep thought or really can process the male psyche to really useful extent like that, because I don't think she understands. She's trying to intellectualize by calling male sexual urges, by giving it some kind of mental, like heavy thought component. Like, there is nothing intellectual about the male sexual urge, right? Like, Bill Gates would probably fuck strippers if he wasn't like a known guy. Like, he'd be a really like triple digit IQ millionaire guy out there banging strippers, right? That doesn't comment on his depth as a man. He's just a dude who likes to get it off. Like the same dude who can build a spaceship likes big titties. Like it's not an intellectual thing. And even them being shallow fucking women don't understand what we're talking about here, because the same guy who likes big titties is also the guy who can fix your house or fix your car or write an algorithm that can, save your network or something like that. Like the women don't really seem to understand what we're talking about. Like the idea that a man can actually have a deep intellectual thought about some kind of mundane thing, right? Because men, philosophy in general is dominated by men, and those same men wouldn't mind a blowjob every now and then. That's what I'm talking about. It's not the sex has nothing to do with it, and the fact that women are thoughts isn't what makes them shallow. It's that you only think about how to fuck. That's what makes you shallow. Like it's a weird thing maybe, but that's the difference. It's like the sexuality is separate from your intellectual capacity, but women want to put those two things together because women think with their pussy, apparently.
Wow. No, good stuff. Good stuff.
I mean, it really depends on the person, like Emma said.
Yeah, women more shallow for sure. They want attractive, successful, good in bed, money. They want you to do what they say. Men just want you to be pretty and come home.
Are women more shallow because they want too many things, or are men more shallow because they only want one thing?
Men, because they only want one thing.
What are your thoughts on the following
Little Big Nate, you're a dirty liar. You're a dirty liar. You are a dirty black liar, Nate. Stop it. Even Nate, self-righteous ass, is not above a blowjob. Don't lie to me, Nate. You ain't got a lie to kick it.
Damn you, Nate. Damn you.
No, man. Hell, there are dudes who've been damaged in war and they don't even have a penis and they can't wait to get a blowjob. Like, you don't even understand. just pretend to suck on it. It's just like you don't even understand how much it is on the man's mind. It has nothing to do with his intellectual capacity.
Yeah.
Man to satisfy her every need, while a man wants every woman. A woman wants.
Wait, this is actually a deep question you got to ask.
What are your thoughts on the following expression? A woman wants one man to satisfy her every need, while a man wants every woman to satisfy his one need.
Wow, that's deep.
Which one is more irrational, though? I have one need, and any of you can come and satisfy that. Versus I got a million needs and I need one of you to come and satisfy those 1 million needs. It's like, when you break it down like that, what men require and desire versus what women require and desire, it ain't even close. It ain't even close. The only thing they could probably have some type of qualms with is the male need for variety. They could try to have some qualms about that, but overall, what they asking of one dude, a lot of when they get at their peak irrationalness, what they're asking of one dude is to be super nigga, as I call it. That's more ridiculous than a dude. Yeah, just want something different every now and then.
Because that is literally more realistic. Like, no one man can be all men, but all women already exist. Like, those women are already here. You know what I mean? All I got to do is get to them. You and your mind trying to craft to build a nigga, like, that's not gonna work.
Yeah.
But also that reality between men and women, because I think that is true on both parts, by the way. I don't think there's really, the truth is probably somewhere closer to the middle, which I think is the solution for men and women rather is probably closer to the middle, which is a marriage. And the idea of marriage, take government and everything out of it, just the concept of it. The idea is basically he will forego his desire to have all those other women, and you will stop being so stupid and crazy and work with this nigga who was trying really, really hard to not sleep with all these other women. Like, I think that's a beautiful solution to the problem, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And when you really break it down, how it actually plays out, for most guys, I mean, it's not like we could just walk. It's not like we just able to just walk around, snap our finger, and get sex from some random hot chick. So it's like the desire is there, but how readily available is it all the time? And I mean, unless you that dude that just got it like that. But overall, like the whole term, a man is as faithful as his options. There's a such thing as a man having certain options on the table that, man, this ain't worth, even bringing one of these things, and one of these random chicks that I could actually smash, bringing that into a situation that's actually a decent situation, that would be stupid, and then that would be foolish. So yeah, him pulling back on messing with something that ain't even worth it on the side, him pulling back from doing that when it's available, and her understanding that this dude can't do a million different things for you. That is a balance that works when when society is structured in a way to where people are coupling up. That ends up being how it plays out.
I don't know. I feel like if both of those are satisfied, then I guess it would make for a good relationship. But at the same time, I don't think that's possible.
Men want the cooch, but men want so much more. They want family. They want all of that. But they're just not good at showing it. They just wanna show us that they want.
But I mean, wouldn't you say that men are often shamed for being shallow because they just want one thing?
But don't also women only want one thing?
Well, do women want one thing, or do women want a lot?
I want the whole package.
Women want a man. Women want a family, a homemade.
In other words, women want the complete package. They want a man who's going to check all the boxes.
Absolutely.
So does that make basically what I'm?
You see how she just changed? Well, women just want one thing. Then she point out that him checking all the boxes. Well, yeah. I mean, if you're checking all the boxes, then he ain't just one thing. It's like they just be all over the place. Oh, this happens so much on this show where it's like he asks them a question and they just get to thinking. It's like this face right here is like should be the damn logo of a show. A chick looking up, looking off into the distance, thinking.
What this guy's doing?
If men and women can.
No, I was gonna say what this guy's doing is something that, like you were saying, how this space is stirring the pot, right? I don't know a lot if this kind of thing was happening that often before this space, right? So what you're seeing here is a woman who has never been forced to consider these things for even a moment. And that's what we've been up against all this time. For a lot of women, just because their life is going in a way that it doesn't register for them, they don't even have to think about, what men want, why men like what they like, why men are the way they are. Why do you have that little pocket on your jeans right there? Like, women have never stopped to consider all these little things in life. And so it's like you have to take this moment to like ask them these questions, and then they'll stop and like, oh yeah, that is kind of crazy. That doesn't make sense. Like, you see all these videos like this on YouTube where just women are like, huh, yeah, that is weird now that I think about it, because they genuinely don't think about it.
Mm-hmm. Yep, no doubt.
Both be shallow for completely different reasons. What does it mean to be shallow?
I think being shallow is just only seeing someone at surface level. And I think having preferences is just knowing what you like and what you don't like, and actually just having a high standard for yourself.
Let's say
I hate the way she talk. I don't know what it is about chicks that have that particular voice, tone, pitch, and cadence to where it just annoys me. Everything about her voice just says airhead.
Say a man is
there's a word
only
for that, and I forget what it's called, but there is definitely a name for that. I forgot what it is. Nasal drag. They've got some kind of name for that. Yeah, Valley Girl is one word for it, but there's certainly like a type, and that's a type that people have noticed along the way.
Yeah, I don't even know if I would associate. Well, I mean, maybe I wouldn't associate that with Valley. when I think Valley Girl, I think something else other than her annoyingness.
And actually just having a high standard for yourself.
Let's say a man is only willing to find a girl attractive if she's blonde, has huge tits, kind of looks like a blow-up doll, right? Like that's a little bit shallow. Or if a woman is only able to look at a man and be like, okay, abs, hot body, good hair, good teeth, like I feel like that's a little bit shallow. But your preference, if it's your preference of somebody who's like, okay, I prefer somebody who's on the fitter side, doesn't mean that they have to have a full-on six-pack. It could just mean they take care of their body. They're going to the gym. You know, they're working on themselves. I personally prefer dad bods and be like, oh, daddy. That is my preference. Little snuggle cuddle meat. That's what I like. So, yeah.
Are men more shallow for wanting attractive women, or are women more shallow for only?
Have we talked about on this show how weird it is that women, when they call a dude daddy, it typically happens during sex?
Right. Never call me daddy when I tell you shut the fuck up. I'm not daddy then all of a sudden. I'm that evil motherfucker. I'm that mean nigga. But you know, only during sex though. It's so weird.
Yeah. I think we talked. I can't remember if we talked about that. I tried to even just get a breakdown or understanding of that, because the whole daddy side of the game, like there are some men that, you know, request to be called that, and then they'll try to say that like I heard a woman try to argue that any dude that want a chick calling him daddy, that he's, you know, she tried to play the little pedo game, tried to put him in that box or that category. But then I was like, if we really want to go down that route, women volunteer that word daddy out of their mouth without being requested during sex.
You know, I'm weird.
Okay, go ahead.
No, I'm gonna say I might be weird because, you know, I've been places and I've seen things, but when a woman like if you bring that up during sex and it hasn't just come up organically, it's like a tell, like, oh, you've been pimped, like you sold some pussy before. Because that's kind of specific language. That word, that usage comes from a specific place in the culture, and so either you've been pimped or abused, which probably led to you getting pimped later on in life. And I'm telling you, like it's a tough thing, but I think you kind of you're touching on something a little bit creepy there. That's why, in my mind, there are only two women who can say that shit to me and it not be taken like weirdly. One, you're I done paid you for some pussy and you're a hooker and you call me daddy, like that's acceptable. I know that's what I expect from hookers. Or two, you're ethnically Latina and, you know, I papi is just how y'all talk. Like that's the only way it's not like weird and something else is going on here.
Yeah. I only can think of one chick that have done it, and she had a, you know, perfectly good, healthy relationship with her dad. I only can think of one. So yeah, everyone that I can think that has done it, yeah, it's normally there's daddy issues, but it's weird to me that it comes out during sex. It's just that's the weird thing. Like if y'all just got in a relationship, she just start calling you that, you know, just through regular conversation and stuff. That's just what she called you. I mean, okay, whatever. But the fact that it comes out during sex, that's deep, and it don't get discussed enough. What's going on in their head when it comes to that?
Only wanting attractive and also successful men.
I think that depends who you talk to and your interpretation of that.
So women aren't shallow for expecting more?
I think everyone's a bit fucking shallow.
And in my previous relationships, I would say that they expect me to be the best version of myself, not just hot. You can get away with being just hot, but you want to be able to articulate yourself and have a conversation with the person, because otherwise the relationship doesn't go anywhere and it's really unlevel.
Being a successful man, right, means you make over 6 figures, you have a nice car, nice house, nice job, and being attractive. Okay, cool. Women want that, but that's not always going to bring you your happiness. And with men, because they only want a hot girl, again, that's not going to bring you your happiness, but it's not as shallow because sure, men.
I don't think he asked the question about whether or not it's going to bring you your happiness. I hate when they segue off into their own little personal isms and schisms about he asked, that ain't what he asked you about, what brings happiness in life.
Men are very physical. They want something that's beautiful, and that's what's going to stimulate their mind. Women want some emotional type of connection.
I personally believe to be
You know,
shallow
Bernard,
is that
hold
you're
on, hold
only
on, hold
looking
on.
on their surface. Like, hey, I think you're good.
No, I'm sticking about something when she was talking about happiness, and I'm like, I don't think, how I was saying, like, women haven't really considered, they don't think deeply about what makes men tick and all that. And you ever seen that clip from Conan when they're all sitting around the fires, a bunch of big, warrior motherfuckers, and the one chief is asking the dudes, warriors, what is best in life? And the one dude is like, to kill your enemies and hear the lamentations of their women. And they're like, yes, this is good. Like, bitch, that's what makes a man happy, all right? I don't think you really understand. Shut up, woman. You have no idea.
That is a hell of a line. He said, you said the lamentations.
The lamentation, not just the yelling, the lamentations. That's like a biblical word.
I gotta Google lamentations. I'm Googling it right now. Oh wow. Okay, got the definition. The passionate expression of grief. Okay. Okay, it's not what I thought it was. Okay. It says the passionate expression the passionate expression of grief or sorrow, weeping. I thought that it had something to do with sex, her a sexual expression, like because after they kill the men, of course they having sex with the women. But no, he's that sick and twisted to where he likes to kill the men and then listen to the women cry. That's
well, real alphas don't worry. Real alphas aren't worried about her orgasm anyway, right?
Oh, the weeping and crying and the grief is all of that is all of that is happening during the sex.
Hey, whatever, man. Whatever she has to do to get through it.
her crying, weeping, and sexual moans are all taking place at the same time. and that's what gets them off.
No, that was the world though that they lived in. Like, there would probably be so many incidents of this where like some dude just cuts his way through the village. Fucking Vikings. Like, you ever watch that show Vikings? Like, that's literally what they did. Like, listen, I'm gonna kill your husband and I'm gonna take you right here. I hope the blood doesn't get on you. You gotta scooch over a little bit. Like that's what they were on. It was like that. So, and I'm like, listen, lady, you have no idea what men really are. You don't know what makes us happy. Shut up. Go bake a cupcake.
All right, I'm a little nervous about this one, but we're gonna give it a shot. Someone by the name of Queen Barbara.
Yes, I expose sluts and hoes. That's me. I'm the mammy on the internet.
And you
okay, hi.
Sluts and hoes.
I expose sluts and hoes.
Wow. Okay. What do you want to add to this conversation, Queen Barbara, the slut and
They
hoe
are lost
exposer?
and turned. These women, especially black women, that is being influenced by the internet, by friendly fans or whatever that is, where they get paid to exploit themselves. They're actually getting paid to exploit themselves. It's really sad. They need to learn that their bodies are temples, and that daddy thing is the most disgusting thing, because anybody daddy that makes love to you, that's incest. That's disgusting. I always was against someone being called daddy. Like, I hate it.
Do you have a channel? I'm sitting here trying to look you up. You got a channel?
Yes, my channel is the Underground Railroad for information. It's only for kings and queens. I'm not on for likes and clicks, but I'm applying for.
It's called the Underground Railroad of Information.
No. It's called Apartments Available in New York City. Apartments available in New York City.
Whoa, that was a hell of a segue. Hold on, I'm confused as fuck right now. Start from the beginning.
The beginning is I expose sluts and hoes.
No, I meant the beginning of the question about your channel. What is the name of
My
your
channel
channel?
is apartments available in New York City. I'm exposing the government stealing our property and all the information, what's being done to Black Americans. My channel is to organize gang members of America to fight for the coalition of marijuana.
Okay. So your channel is not about exposing sluts and hoes, then.
No, it's about the Holy Spirit.
That would have been way more fun. Oh man, you had my mouth all watering for some sluts and hoes getting exposed.
I'll be on the Wally show. I'll be on the Wally show. He's going to add another segment, so you got to catch me. I'll be on shows and I'll be exposing the sluts and the hoes. I tell it like it is. I'm being accused of being a red pill, but I tell the truth. Men need to organize and fight for these child support laws to change. I'm tired of seeing men getting dogged by women.
What are you talking about here? He said she was exposed on JP's channel.
I had to set them straight. That's all.
Who is JP?
It's J Prince or President.
Oh yeah, I watched that a little bit.
The other night, you got to check it out. Me ripping them apart.
Yeah, they be wild. They be wilding over there.
Right,
They
hold
be
on.
going.
Red Scorpio says, Bernard, don't believe her. She was kicked off Lapeep yesterday. Why was you kicked off Lapeep yesterday?
I wasn't kicked off. He didn't like me saying that I was trying to get the government arrested for the treason and genocide against the ghettos of America. My fight. I'm a Black Panther. My fight is too strong for these. See, I'm only for the kings and queens, the ones that want to fight. For that Black power. You understand? I'm not 63 where we got. All our descendants died. We don't need to march no more. We got to sit. All that marching is over with.
Oh, sweetie. I think you're in the wrong place.
No, the sluts and hoes here, they are kings and queens, but they got to be converted back to who they really are. They got to stop being lost and turned out. They got to stop. They got to know that this devil is paying them money to exploit themselves. All that OnlyFans to show your body and ruin your life. You know what I'm saying? And then there's a war and dollar ain't going to be worth nothing.
All right. Well, thank you for thank you for coming up, Queen Barbara.
Yeah, because people need to follow what Official King Payne is doing. He's selling weed on the internet. All Black men we got to take over the coalition of marijuana. That's what we got to do. So we cannot.
What was that? Y'all got those Wakanda? Hold on. Do y'all got the Wakanda bags?
Yeah. It's a new fight.
How much is the Wakanda ace? I need an ace for that Wakanda.
Well, Official King Payne is now selling it. So you got to go to his page, child. All the Black men need to get it. You too. I want to buy it from you too.
Wait a minute. Let me get this straight. After all of these years of being, the bad guy, so to speak, now you motherfuckers trying to tell me the way to save the community is to sell weed.
Yes,
y'all motherfuckers y'all better go to hell. I've been pro-Black since forever.
Save the world. Gang members
I've been pro-Black forever.
Gang members are going to save the world. Let me tell you something. We were selling drugs for the United States government, and I got all the information. That's a fact. I am an ex-American gangster. Yes, I was down with all of them. Yeah, all of them.
You was an ex-American gangster?
Yes, I was down.
That means you got victims under your belt. Like, I don't mean like bodies. I mean like men that you've broken.
I saved lives. The government gave us them drugs.
I feel like when you tell me that you was an ex-gangster, you broke a couple of dudes on the way. You can't be a gangster woman and not have some dude crying about you.
I saved my people lives. When they didn't pay them packages off, they wasn't deleted because God had me there to save their life.
All you ever did was save the Black man.
Now I'm going to save the world.
I like that smile. That smile was every answer I wanted from you.
Now I'm going to save the world. All Black men are going to have the coalition of marijuana, and we're going to feed the whole wide world like the government did, supporting these wars of the United States. See, the government used to rob the drug lords. That's how they used to make the money until they figured out housing preservation development money. That's why they stealing trillions and trillions of dollars. They get like $5 billion to $5 million to build a house. This is not allegedly, and only use $1 million. So we're
What
gonna.
made you want to come up here and tell us that?
Well, you know, no, I came up here to talk about sluts and hoes talking about daddy. That's disgusting mess. That's what I came to talk about. They need to.
Why damn it, I don't know, I had that up there. It said TOLA, the lead attorney, won't have you back on. Why won't he have you back on?
The lead attorney.
I can tell why.
On. He actually told me to inbox him, DM him, because I did a video to tell his ass off. Yeah, he'll have me on. See, he's an educated fool. That's why
He told you to slide in his DM.
Yes, he told me.
Why you telling the lead attorney
Go
off?
to my page. I made many videos about the lead attorney being an educated fool. Okay, I will be back on his panel.
The apartments available in New York page. You made us
apartments available in New York City. You got to type.
So on that page, on the page that you dedicated to,
it's only for kings and queens. It's information.
On the page that's only for kings and queens, you're making fun of the lead attorney.
Let me tell you something. The lead attorney is going to have me back on his panel. Trust that. So, because he told me to DM him. Go to my page and see the videos I made about him.
All right. I'm gonna go to Dirty Folks. See what Dirty Folks. What you got, man?
Man, all I know is I saw this strong black Nubian queen talking about gang members and selling dope and goddamn man sluts and hoes. I was like, yo, this Dirty Folks right here. This is all dirty folks right here. Now I'm here for you, baby. Southside Chicago, Inglewood District.
Let me tell you something. Weed ain't never been dope. Our God grew that for us to save the world, baby. Ain't never been no drug. Now you get that Tylenol, them aspirins, that pharmacy you go to, that's the drugs. That heroin, that all that other stuff is drugs. The birds in the trees was made by God.
All right, well, we can move that wacky tobacco. I'm here for you. I can't inspire you. I saw they was talking like, yo, you can't be on the P if you can't. I say, you know what? You can come to the Dirty Folks daycare. You can come hang out with me. We can.
I read him so bad. He was like, write me in my DM. I'll be there because I set him straight. He's an educated fool.
What makes him an educated fool? I need you to break this down for me mathematically.
Out in the 9th grade just to be an American gangster. I'm like AZ. I dropped out in the 9th grade. I lived in Harlem when that money was
right. I can hear the Harlem in your voice, baby. But what makes him an educated fool?
Okay, here the gangster too, because we're gonna take this. Hold on,
wait, time out.
Ma'am, those are called questions, please. What makes him an educated fool?
The ignorance, okay, he made a statement that if your father is a murderer, a gang member, or something, his child is going to be a thud. He called it a thud. Like in other words, if your father's a murderer, you will be a murderer. You'll be a thug. Okay. You understand? Okay. I read him to pieces on that. The video is in my.
Wait, time out. Did he say it exactly like that?
Exactly like that.
Hold on. Let me ask my question. Or did he say it more along the lines of, if your father is A, B, C, and D, that increases the probability that the kid will end up falling down that way, going down that path?
He didn't say it increased the possibility. He said your child is a thud. See, the NAACP is going to be
what is a
undesirable human being, a no good,
like a dud, a dud and a thug put together.
A thud. He called it. It was disgusting. But go to my page. I read his behind. And that's when he wrote me.
What does that mean? You read him?
Write me in my DM, please.
You keep saying you read him. What does that mean?
Okay, when you read somebody, you tell somebody off. He even made a sketch when he tried to come against Kanye West. He made a whole sketch on me when I had to come on there and read him. You could go on his line, you'll see me. I'll rip you. That's how he got. I'll rip you. I ripped him apart trying to come for Kanye West. I am the best. Please go to my page. See how I told him off all the way to.
Yeah, I'm loving this. This is like a spontaneous segment. I really appreciate you coming up here right now. By the way, I really do.
I will be on that educated fool panel, setting him straight. I'm only educated by the Holy Spirit. See, let me tell you about me. I'm a born again Egyptian queen to a Slave. I was a slave to a king and a queen. I'm back to tell you that we're in the revelation and the kings and queens have risen. Yes, I am a born again Egyptian slave to a king and queen. They sent me back here to let you kings know we have risen. We are in the revelation. We're going to be getting reparations and
Whoa. I have a question. So are you wearing shorts or jeans? Because it's way too many clothes on, bro. Because I'm trying to figure out what the fuck you're talking about. Like, look, now I'm with you because I know they don't listen to girls with clothes on, but you're amusing. So I just want to know how many clothes do you have on, so I know how much I should be listening.
I got on a t-shirt and no panties. I'm sitting in my bed.
All right, shout out to you. I don't want to see it. I believe you though. You know what I'm saying?
I'm 59 years old. I'm not looking for nobody on this internet.
And that's the reason you shouldn't be announcing whether or not you got.
He asked me what was I wearing. I asked.
You could have lie to him.
No, don't lie to me. Don't lie to me. She's too old to lie. Look, check this out. Let me help you.
No. To be mentioning not having panties on the goddamn on YouTube either.
Well, that's not for you. It's for somebody though.
My mama said girls tooties gotta breathe. So shout out to her. Look, what I'm telling. Look, check this out. Let me help you out though, because they want to know more about you and how you got to this point. But I understand that 404 Tyler's gonna title. So I'm just here for the ride. But
how I got to this point, I worked for the American Gangsters in Harlem, New York. I walked through the Valley of Shadow of Death. I witnessed everything. I dated the lawyer that got $29 million from the government. I worked for the government. The damn government selling the drugs for the government. I got all the information. Now I'm taking
selling the drugs for the government?
For the government and the 51st Police. Yes, I got all the information. I'm taking the government to court for the treason and genocide against the ghettos of America. We're going to get our reparation checks, and especially the coalition of marijuana. They locked our kids up, and now they want to give it to these Arabs and these JEWs. I don't think so. To make it no, we're going to get that. They locked our children up because we're going to prove that they gave millions of dollars for mayonnaise colored people to grow it. And gave them classes and then gave it to our children. Only the marijuana at this point. Only the marijuana. I'm not talking about the drugs that the federal government brought over here and put in our communities. We're going to be suing. We're going to be suing the NAACP, Black Lives Matter, Red Cross. We getting our reparation checks. And like Amon said, we're going to deposit checks. I'm like Dr. King.
All right, Dre. Go ahead, Dre. What you got on this?
Man, salute Bernard. Thanks for having me on. I mean, it goes back to the title you've got on the stream, isn't it? Why delusional women don't make any sense. And there you've got it in full view here.
My story is not for you. You're immigrant. Stay in your place. Okay. It's not for you. It's for Black Americans only. Stay in your place, immigrant. Okay.
I'm in the UK. We wouldn't let you in the country.
You already over here living off our.
I'm not here. I'm in the UK.
Stay in your damn place.
I'm in the UK.
Only. All right. So you're delusional.
You got one mouth and two ears. Talk a lot less and listen more.
Listen to what?
I'm in the UK. I'm not in the US.
All right.
Stay here.
Yeah. I mean, this is ridiculous. That's 5 minutes of our lives we'll never get back.
Put Trump back in office. Your ass gonna be staying there.
All right, look, let's get back to the conversation, Bernard.
I need the people to know. Don't be fooled by these Democrats. Please don't. They are.
Yeah, we already know that. All righty. Thank you, Queen Barbara. Appreciate it. That was entertaining.
Oh God.
That was entertaining. Entertaining segue.
I've been listening to the stream for the past 10 minutes or so, and I think the gentleman on I can't remember his name, conservative I think was his
hood conservative. Something happened where your icon and disappeared, but
yeah, hood conservative. I mean, I think he makes a good point. Women have the luxury of living in delusion, and we all know that. I mean, before the advent of the internet and things like YouTube going mainstream and men actually seeing the way women behave in full HD, we were all trying to make sense of these creatures, you know. And there you have it, a short while ago, displayed why women will never make any sense, especially delusional ones, because it's emotion first, logic second. The gentleman asked her, why is lead attorney blah blah blah, and she couldn't substantiate her argument. It was just ad hominem after ad hominem after ad hominem. And she's come on a panel where you've got, you know, well-learned people, and she's expecting support for effectively abusing somebody who's well-respected in this space.
Yeah.
It's just absolutely crazy.
Yeah, man.
She was exhausting.
Shout out to everybody in the chat room. Shout out to everybody in the chat room. Everybody support the stream. Sir Tyson in the building says Black Power equals Marxist power school. Her hood, her other sentiments I agree with. She was so all over the place. I can't even say it to even utter the words I agree with her on that. It's like, no, if somebody come up and just scatterbrain, just throw a bunch of spaghetti against the wall and see what's going to stick, I'm not even about to sit there and say I agree with that part that stuck right there and that part that stuck right there. She just come up and just scattershot everything. It's like, no, it's no picking out parts I agree with. No. You just, it's like the schizophrenic ramblings of an individual. If he just ramble out enough stuff, some of it might make sense. Most of it gonna be crazy. The Chris Hudson in the building said this woman have a closed head injury. May have been open.
Yo, she was wild. And you know the funny thing is, that's a baby boomer, right? She's probably in her 60s.
59, she said.
59. So
I think
Gen X?
59 counts as nope, that's baby boomer.
Baby boomer, right. So
I think Gen X cutoff date is 57. Well,
right.
No, I think Gen X might be moving to anyway, baby boomer.
Baby boomer.
Yeah.
So is it fair to say that they created most of the problems we face in society today in the Western world?
A lot of people have argued that. I don't go that deep into calling them out for every problem that they've created, but I've heard the arguments. That was a generation where a lot of shit started going wrong. Put it like that.
Yeah.
When we talk about the whole origin story of how everything got the way it is, it was around their time, their era, when things started slowly driving off the tracks. But Sir Tyson in the building says, I guess she's forgetting the soil. I don't exactly know what you mean. My finger was on the trigger ready to drop. As soon as she said she didn't have panties on, that's when I should have pulled the trigger, but I was curious to see what you was gonna add to it. But
this whole thing was for male attention, though, right? That's what this whole display was, just male attention. This is like her trying to peacock or some shit.
Yeah, and the bizarre thing is she's come online and she's admonishing lead attorney, who I assume, is well respected around these parts. So is she that delusional to not recognize that she's never going to get any support within this panel, let alone this sphere?
You know what? Here's an argument I have against that. I don't think that the lead attorney is infallible. I think you can.
No, of course.
I just don't know. Look, and I say this on my show all the time, and I say this on your show every time I come and visit. Stop listening to toddlers with clothes on. Nothing they say is supposed to make sense. Y'all keep trying to attribute logic to a toddler. Look at them as
hold on.
No, we're not.
Well, hold on. If she was half naked, was she half right?
No, that just means she's half wrong.
She's only half wrong. You slippery motherfucker.
This is what you don't understand, sir. Girls only talk with clothes on. When they naked, they don't say nothing. Do you want a sandwich? Can I get the rag? I like them conversations. Anything she say with clothes on, a t-shirt and panties is too much.
The only problem I have with the YouTube channels, they are essentially modern day talk shows. So it's hard to do a talk show without people talking. So don't talk to women or listen to women with clothes on. It's like people we're gonna have conversations and have fun with it, but listening to somebody that implies that I'm taking into strong consideration the merit and value of what's no. I rather close on or close off. I can discern whether somebody is saying bullshit or not saying bullshit, and I will call it out and pick apart the bullshit. That's not me considering this person as some viable intellectual entity that's saying something of meaning. So that's why I'm like, no. Anybody can come up and say something. They either make sense on the merits or not on the merit. But women normally don't have merit, especially when they try to challenge this.
That's not what I tell guys. I don't tell them don't let them talk. I just say you don't listen. Let them. It's like the rope-a-dope. You let them talk until they fade out. Just keep bobbing and weaving. Squawk, childhood great squawk. When I grow up, I want to be squawk. I wanted the great squawk. I like tacos. You like tacos? I heard tacos. All right, we're gonna get tacos. Squawk.
Jackie loves Jack in the building says can't make this up. Absolutely. Kimo C in the building said this is an example of a delusional woman. Absolutely. Luke Hazley dropped a super sticker. When she mentioned lead attorney, because I know you moderate, at least as far as I know, at least that's where I only know you from lead attorney channel. But I know you be over there. So when she mentioned lead attorney, I was looking to see if you was going to confirm what was going on in the chat. But Dre was absolutely right that she can't friggin' I wanted to hear her make a cogent argument, or at least attempt to make a cogent argument, something we could pick apart, but she couldn't even do that when it came to describing what issue she had with lead attorney.
Right.
And basically when as soon as she came up, I could sniff out very quick before she even went on her rambling. I could sniff out that something wasn't right. I was watching the chat and I held it down, talking about all the places, because I don't be watching people's channel that tough. But I called out all the places she's been and kicked off. I guess they'll add me to the list of places she go and get kicked off. But shout out to the chat. Y'all definitely came through. But yeah, shit. Where was we at?
She's been kicked out of over 109 panels.
Yeah. She got the channel over there. Her channel is called apartments for sale in New York or something like that, where she's talking about random shit. Her channel is called Apartments for Sale in New York, but I don't think she's talking about apartments being for sale in New York or anywhere else for that matter. It's like it is a weird. This was weird. This was weird.
You can't deny it was good entertainment, and I'm quite glad you let it run. Yeah, you let it run.
And had to let it run, had to let it rock for a little bit. The title: A child is dying in the dirt. Starving evil governments are stealing the. I'm reading one of the titles of our most recent video, for 7 hours ago. Governments are stealing the charity. The child. Okay, then the next other video with the same title. The other one, the United States government ordered a hit on everyone they addicted to drugs. So yeah, she should be all over the place.
This is something I've been thinking about lately, and we probably should do some panels on it in the future. But as we get further and further into whatever we're gonna call this era, we're gonna have a phenomena of like alone, older, crazy women, right? And women who've been driven crazy by their solitude, which might, be something like her too. This is why it reminded me of that. You're gonna have a lot more of this shit where, like, I think just the fact of like women living apart from men, like not having a man in your life, for a lot of women, it's like the catalyst to walking down a path of insanity, right? Because a lot of chicks do need a dude to like keep them on the straight and narrow and not, give in to your worst desires and shit like that. And then without having that for so many women for so long, it's going to lead to a lot of like single old crazy bitches.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, Luke Hazley, you kind of got your wrench over here because you've been, as far as I know, like the longest standing moderator on TLA's channel. You moderate for TLA for that long. You're trusted. You trust it. But all right, we almost at the 2 hour mark. We almost at the point where I I ain't doing 3 hours today. I almost didn't go on the air today. I kind of was winging it. That It's Complicated video came across my desk at the last minute, and I was like, all right, there's kind of some interesting stuff being said here. I'll just rip and vibe on that a little bit, and I'll talk about. Hold on, wait. I guess I'll do this. Why? Hold on. And that was because I talked about the R. Kelly thing. And I talked about the It's Complicated thing. Dirty Folks, what's your initial? I'm curious, Dirty Folks. You know me, got an interesting hot take on things. What's your opinion on the fact that ignoring the fact that they said he forced them to sign an NDA, ignoring that part, even though you can't ignore that part, but the part I'm curious. Hold on. It's the reported agreement, because he didn't force them to sign it; they agreed. But the reported agreement prevented them from pressing charges against R. Kelly. In exchange, Kelly sold the rights to his first 3 albums to her family. What do you think about him buying Aaliyah in exchange for rights for 3 of his albums?
I don't think it's true. As a matter of fact, I know it's not true. But shout out to them.
Why you don't think that's true?
I mean, because R. Kelly didn't have the rights to his album. R. Kelly can't read, bro. He like never had the. You have to have something to give something away, bro. I'm not saying he wouldn't have for that young piece of tight trim, but I'm saying he could not because he didn't own it in the first place.
Now that's interesting. That is interesting.
Never considered that, right?
I didn't consider that at all. Not the he can't read part. I mean, you could technically not be able to read and still own something, but seeing as the way the music industry was, coming out of the 80s and 90s, because I think his first 3 albums dropped, sometime around early to mid 90s.
Early 90s. Yeah.
It wasn't no black artists owning they shit back then. So that is a good point. He didn't own rights. He didn't own rights of it to sell it to them. So damn good point. Go ahead.
And nobody cared. I'm from Chicago, right? I remember the R. Kelly era. The era of, on Friday, R. Kelly gonna be in front of Kenwood High School. So if you got a demo tape, you better go to the high school and drop it off with kids, right? On Saturday night, he gonna be at Rock and Roll McDonald's. Go down to Rock and Roll McDonald's. Kel's gonna be there with the kids. You know what I'm saying? Or on Saturday morning, we all hoop together. I hoop with Kelly a couple times. He an asshole though. I don't like him personally, but I know he's a talent. You know what I'm saying? Just a grimy West Side nigga that used to sing on the train, but he was talented as shit, and he came up. And God bless him, but he's an ass. So, and that's why nobody backed him when anything happened, because he's an ass.
I've heard of that, but you in Chicago. I've heard of I thought it was plausible, but I thought people was kind of joking when they say that, oh yeah, no, he just be circling around the high school.
Oh hell yeah, Kenwood and Morgan Park. But here's the thing. Every nigga with a box Chevy was. R. Kelly was an anomaly. All these 16-year-old girls think they too mature for a 16-year-old boy, so they fucking a 25-year-old nigga with a box Chevy. All of them. R. Kelly was just part of the time.
Well, it wasn't uncommon that dudes who, let's say, been out of high school 1 to 3 years, maybe
12, 13, 15 years.
maybe it was still maybe had a badass high school senior that they was messing with, but
now Bernard, remember that whole conversation about the daddy shit? This is why that happened. This is why that's a thing. I'm telling you, there's something going on there.
Yeah, wasn't nobody mad about Kales hitting the young girls. People was mad at Sparkle when we was mad at Kales. We just didn't like Kales because he's an asshole. But like, bro, let me tell you something, bro. When I was young, I remember hearing, when I say old heads, we talking I'm 15 years old. These boys is like 19, 20. Okay. When I'm young, I remember the old, they was like, yo, if we looking at girls, we 15, the girls 15, they like 20, and we like, damn, she cute. They like, damn, she cute. We like, nigga, you too old for her. They was like, nigga, she bleeding, she breathing. Now that I'm older, I understand what they meant. You know what I'm saying?
What do you mean by you understand what they meant?
When I got old, I'm being honest, bro.
Don't incriminate yourself. But
no, I'm not. I can't. If I can't listen to your music, I'm cool. But anyway, my thing is, I remember being 25 years old with a hot buggy, and girl looked 22. be in the spaces where you're supposed to be 18 and older. And then I'm looking at her, and the only reason I know she was too young is because when she got naked, her titties was perky and her ass looked like the perfect letter C. And I'm like, I done seen this body before somewhere. Like, what the fuck? I was like, yo, shorty, how old are you? I ain't seen this since high school. And she be like, I'll be 18 next month. And I'm like, what year you born? I'm like, oh fuck. Like, girls is trying to get in the bubble Chevys, bro. Like,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna ask that you don't come on my channel and incriminate yourself.
oh man, I didn't say I did anything. I just said I stopped the madness.
You didn't say, you said she was naked.
And that's when I paused it.
What's the legal age in America?
17.
So she was past 17. So
it depends on the state. In Michigan, legal age of consent is 16. Like you literally could be 30 and you could get with a high school junior.
Yo, whoa. You know what they're doing in California now? There isn't even like a legal age as far as I can understand. Like there's like an age range now. Like you can go down as low as 9 years younger than you. Like that's kind of where they are in California.
Okay,
Shit's getting bizarre, bro.
Time out. Go
That's
down
what
as
they
low as
are.
9. Wait, time out. Go down as low as 9 years younger than you. Okay, what if you're 20?
I'm
not from California. I don't know how freaky they want to get.
Hold on. What's crazy is I looked it up because of R. Kelly, not because I cared about kills, but because I hate black women not knowing how to use correct words. And they kept saying pedo, and I'm like, that's statute. It's a statute like you too young to smoke cigarettes or buy beer. It's not pedo. And they're like, oh, you must be pedo. I'm like, no, I just want you to use the right word. So apparently what happens is, at least in Illinois, under 11 years old is off the table. 12-year-olds can be with anybody up to the age of 16. 16-year-olds can be with anybody up to the age of 25. But you can't take videos like R. Kelly did. R. Kelly didn't go to jail for having sex with a girl. He went to jail for filming it because that's porn. You got to be at least 18. So you could date him at 16, but you can't take a picture with him until she's 18.
The fact that we have all these laws. It's so weird. The fact that we have all these little levels to it, just, we should have all stayed in church and just read the Bible, bro. We would have been so much better off.
Yeah. The legal age of consent. Like I did a show called "What Should the Legal Age of Consent Be," and it was wild. It was a classic, but it's crazy because some places is 18, some places is 17. Some places, and I'm talking about in the same country, some places is 18, some places is 17, some places is 16. When you muddy the waters of trying to put an age range into the midst of all of that, I don't know. I don't know. I can't make heads or tails of it. That's why I just draw the line to just, I just say 18. That's just where I've drawn the line.
Here's
18.
the line, bro. The line is, if you live in a liberal city full of black people, it's 18. If you live anywhere where black people don't know where it's at, it's anywhere between 16 to 17. That's how that works.
Yeah. Because what's going to happen? Somebody in some age range state is going to travel one state over and be breaking the law. Because the dude and his age range girlfriend then traveled one state over and they broke the law when they stayed a night, one state over.
And that's trafficking, bro. That's the man law. That's trafficking. Fair case.
You knew exactly where I was going. You knew exactly. That's sort of what they got R. Kelly for.
That is what he kind of
for something about. I forgot how they worded it. They worded it in some weird way. Yeah.
He had a RICO act, a one-man RICO. I think that was crazy. How do you have a one-man RICO?
Wow. One. That's one big nigga.
Bro, who did you racketeer or collude with? It's just you, B. Like,
he colluded with himself.
Yeah, that's like Epstein, bro. That nigga trafficked children to nobody, bro. That's like wild.
Yeah.
That's wild, bro.
No, it was worded in some weird way of traveling people across the country or state lines for immoral reasons or something like that. So that's how they worded it. Like somebody who was legal where they was at. That's what it was. They went. She went to the damn Grammys with him. He shouldn't have took. He took a chick to the Grammys with him. That was illegal. It was legal in Chicago, but it was illegal in L.A. And she went to the Grammys with him, and whatever they did in L.A. that weekend was illegal, and they finagled it in some kind of way. So yeah, so that's part of what they got
That
him
doesn't
for.
even seem right though. Like if you leave, that's like, all right, if gambling is illegal in my home state, it's like you telling me I can't get all my boys together and go to Las Vegas to gamble. It's such a weird thing when you start to put it in the law.
No, worse than that, bro. They're saying that we can go to Vegas together, but we can't get back on the plane with chips from Vegas, or we going to jail. You know what I'm saying?
What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas? That's what you're trying to tell me?
Hey, I didn't say it, but since you said it, I'm not gonna disagree. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that is literally why they made that saying up, so you can protect yourself legally. Some lawyer came up with that shit. I was just telling you, a lawyer came up with that statement. Now that I think about it,
that's bars. You don't hear nothing about that. Atlantic City, only in Vegas. You hear about Vegas, like whatever happened in when you go to Vegas. This is incredible. So, prostitution is illegal in Nevada, but escorting is legal as long as your escorting is publicized. So they have a prostitute magazine, like the free newspaper, like they used to have, like the car sales or sales papers. They have Vegas has this prostitute like newspaper that's in a free newspaper thing. You just walk on the corner to pick it out, and then you get to order a prostitute, but
they
she's
got
not a
the pity
prostitute.
saver, the pussy pity saver, yo. You talk about the pussy pity saver, dog.
Yeah, it's like a penny saver, bro. Yeah, exactly, bro. It's like a penny saver for prostitutes, and then you get to order your prostitute, and she comes to your room, and you pay her. I don't know how you pay her, but I don't know if you pay her by credit card because you can't exchange money. I don't know how that works.
Pennies.
But escorts are legal, but prostitutes are illegal. So if I order this girl out this penny saver prostitute magazine, I'm fine. But if I get her at the liquor store and she's like, I'll go back to your room for $12, like, I go to jail. It's weird, bro. It's weird.
Well,
yeah, that is.
I think what that is actually in the future. You know how, like, all right, girls used to have pimps, and then because of the internet, it made it a lot easier to just like be a free range hoeing and shit. So what's going to wind up happening is the big money's going to get in the game, and selling pussy is going to go corporate. It's like your pussy's going to be sold by like McDonald's or Pfizer or some Pfizer pussy.
Okay. Well, first of all, Pfizer pussy, no, because I saw your show earlier. Fuck you. Second of all, though. Second of all, these girls need
Come on, bro. That's how you stay safe.
Look, bro, I'm just saying, fire. Look, I always said, and I have a plan for this. This is part of our tribal plan for those who be on my channel. My job is to find runaway orphans and give them jobs selling pussy. Like, here's the thing.
All right.
No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing. I'm just joking. But no, but look, I'm just joking.
That's kind of literally what happens,
No, I'm just joking. But here's the thing. Where girls went wrong, because girls don't know how to do shit right in their life, because girls try to think, and that's not their job. Their job is to know stuff and to feel stuff, not to think. So when girls had pimps, sex was $200. When girls pimp themselves, sex is $40. Because girls don't even want money; they just want stuff. So give her stuff. That's what the pimp did. Gave her stuff. Provided for her housing and all that. Think about all the girls on the blade that are homeless, but they sell cat 8 hours a day. Like, how are you homeless, shorty? Like, you have poor pussy management skills. You need a pussy manager. And if the government steps in to be their manager, it'll help them, because they don't know what the fuck they do.
That's where we're headed. We are headed in that direction, but I don't think it'll be government. I think it's going to be corporate, like Starbucks. I get a mocha frappe latte with big lips. Like, I want to order some pussy from Starbucks.
No, have you seen that? Have you seen the Asian prostitute commercials? They do that. Like, I take the mouth, the butt, the facial. They got a whole.
It's an Asian prostitute commercial.
Yeah, somebody sent it to me on Facebook in my inbox. Yo, what's up? Remember when we was kids, they had the Big Mac commercial, like Big Mac filet of fish, quarter pound of French fries, icy coke. That's how she sounded. Like, baby shots, no shots. I'm like, what? Like, bro. You can't make this up, bro. I was like, yo, she got a pimp because she got marketing dollars behind her and everything, bro. Like, shout out to the little Asian chick. Anything you want,
I
$5.
I hear Chinese communist pimps are the coldest in the game, though.
Chinese communist pimps. Wow. That's yeah, I can see that.
Yeah,
But all right,
you don't
yeah,
get more
okay.
ruthless than that.
Yeah. But as it says right there, and as it says with the link in the chat, it says if you're in the Detroit area, hang out with Don Riley and a few Manosphere bros at Barcade Detroit for games, drinks, January 23rd, 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. No cover charges, fees. More info here at Evite, evite.me, and some other hieroglyphics. Just click on it, and it'll let you know. It'll let you know what's going on if you're in the Detroit area. Come on through, hang out. We've been doing it monthly for 4 months now. It's been going good. So, but all right. All right, we're gonna wrap this thing on up. We're gonna
Hey,
wrap
before I dip out, I want to say something about Detroit. I want to say something about Detroit. No matter where you go in the world, you'll find 5 men. You'll find 2 dudes from Chicago, 1 dude from Detroit, a dude from Jamaica, a dude from Nigeria, and a Mexican with a food card. That's no matter where you go in the world.
Okay.
So everywhere I've gone, I've run into that one Detroit dude, and I would like to say, and I've been to Detroit. I hang out in Detroit, all on Jefferson Ave. Got family in Inkster, all that, in Farmington Hills, all that. So I'm familiar with Detroit when I say this. Yeah, outside of Detroit, like Detroit is garbage, but outside of Detroit, y'all got some of the coolest guys. Chicago too, some of the coolest guys. Chicago City. Like I never want to meet a Detroit dude in Detroit. Like I never want to meet a Chicago dude in Chicago. But outside, you meet him in like North Dakota, some coolest guys ever. Why y'all women so horrible? Y'all cool people. Why y'all got the most horrible hootie hoos?
I'm not from Detroit. I actually live an hour and a half away from Detroit, so I can't really speak to the women in Detroit and the problems with them. I don't think I was trying to think. Have I ever messed with a chick? Nope, not a chick. Well, man, kind of. But damn, oh shit, damn! I just realized my ex-wife was actually born and raised in Detroit.
See,
She's
man.
my ex-wife for a reason. So yeah, okay, you got a point.
Yeah, Chicago.
Yeah,
Chicago, Detroit girls are horrible.
She moved to my city, I think, her senior year in high school. I forgot all this time. Yeah. Okay, so I have issues with. I got issues with Detroit women as well.
Me
And
too.
Dre, you I couldn't even bring you back up, Dre. You in the back, it says device not connected, but I see you just dropped something in the chat room. Enjoy your weekend, guys. I'm going to drop out. No, yeah, I can't even bring you back up. You say the device not connected, but thanks for coming on up, peace. But yeah.
So guys, I'm gonna say Lil Big Nate. Lil Big Nate, you need to holler at me, man. Hit my line, bro, about the joint. Yo, I love y'all guys, man. I'm cool on y'all girl. My sister split her childhood between Chicago and Detroit, so she's double evil. Like, so so I'm familiar. Just y'all gotta do something, man. Train y'all toddlers, man. They gonna get us all killed, bro. Anyway, man, I appreciate coming on, man.
All right, man. Peace. And everybody saluting peace to everybody. Appreciate dirty folks be clouding. But no, thank you everybody who came through today, who supported the stream in any way, shape, or form. Let me just double check real quick before I get out here. I don't think no cash apps came through real quick. Just double checking. All right, cool. But thank you everybody who supported the stream in any way, shape, or form. Appreciate each and every one of you. And with that said, ladies and gentlemen, we are out of here. Peace. We gone. Oh, and check out RM's little channel that could. Go check out RM's little channel that could while you're at it. But all right, peace. We gone.